Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. This is Michael. And as you can see, my buddy Bill had come out and helped me drill all these holes for fence posts and stuff. And of course, you change plans as you go. I didn't want to fight the Peruvian crap over there. So I cut this run a little short. It's got about 3/4 of the fruit trees inside the run. And I stopped it where the scuppling vine or muscadine vine and the grapevines were, so when I take that down and put up a new one, they can just run on, grow on that fence. But I got posts standing in each hole. I haven't put the dirt and stuff around those. This one's packed and leveled in place, and I've changed this one here and reattached the fence, and I got the gate screwed in place until I get the hinges and all. That's going to be about 50 bucks. I've already priced them, so I wasn't sure what size to get, and they only had 2, which was enough, but I figured they'd be out by the time, I came back to get them, and they were supposed to get another delivery in this week, so hopefully they did. I'm going to measure this pipe and this cattle panel pipe and see what size I need, and hopefully go get them tomorrow. I may not, may have to wait, but we'll just have to see. But I've got it screwed up in place so the chickens can't come through. And when I get the hinges, that it'll hinge off of this post, and it'll swing this way. It misses the the apple tree by about a foot, and it's going to swing all the way to this post. So it overlaps on the chicken pen a little bit. That doesn't matter. It's just going to latch to it anyway. But it's going to swing open to here. But I can't do that. I can't open that thing until I get this fence ran from here to there and across to there and then back up to here and back to the end of the chicken pen. And that will double their run area. And like I say, their waste, their poop and pee will help add nitrogen to this soil. So that will help my trees a little bit, at least the green foliage. And they'll also eat the beetles and all that stuff that attack them every year when spring first hits. They eat up a bunch of the first leaves, and then as the tree finally starts growing faster, they don't eat them as fast as the tree's growing, but the beetles are bad. And allowing the chickens in this area to scratch and eat the insects and all, they'll eat a lot of those beetles and help me with the pest control as well as fertilize the plants. So I wanted to go all the way to the edge of the old fence line, but I just don't have the energy nor time to get out there and clear 20 feet of that Peruvian crap back to the fence line and add my new fence. Damn cigarette went out, excuse me. I am cutting back on my smoking, but I haven't nowhere near quit. But it's aggravating when you're trying to smoke one and the daggum thing goes out and you made yourself wait for it. I apologize for the curse words. Anywho, I think it's going to work out good. I did not come all the way out in line with the existing run, just for the simple fact that I need room to get this tractor out. Instead of putting 2 gates here, I just moved that in, and I'm going to run from that post over, and that gives me room to get in and out with the tractor and the backhoe. And I'll probably park the backhoe on the other side facing in, because it's more room to get in and out, and the tractor on this side, because it doesn't have the attachments on the back and the bucket on the front, so it doesn't take up as much space. But that's the idea. There's more poles there, but that he told me I could have, but there's 5 more right there. One of them's a little shorter than the others, but I used these 2 here plus these 3, so I've already used 5. I'm trying to think. We drilled that hole, and I showed you, or fixing to show you, flag poles down there and put together and up. So I'm working on it. The goat pen whenever I can get to it, and I'm gonna have to have help, but it's going to go from the edge of this old cedar tree flower bed that we did a raised bed around, and lightning hit the tree and knocked it over. But it's going to go from here across and back down, and then back across about 100 feet, and then back up this way 100 feet. So it'll be 100-foot square, which is big enough for 2 or 3 goats, which is what I'm wanting. A couple females and a billy. I may just do females to begin with, but either way, that'll be enough to get me started. And they will eat all that stuff down, and then as I can afford it and time goes by, I'll add more pens. I won't make that pen bigger. It'll be this pen and then the next one, and I'll move them from one pen to the next so they can keep the area ate down, you know, weeds eaten up and all that mess after they've gotten it all cleared. My brother, like I told y'all, has added 2.5, 3 acres to his pasture, and there's a lot of stumps and a lot of weeds and stuff, and the goats have been spending most of their time back there since it's been fenced in. And it's only been a few weeks, and it's already, you can look through where it used to be so thick you couldn't see. You can see all the way through and see every stump in there. So the goats will eat it up and will help me keep the property cleaner. And maybe one day I'll buy 20 or 30 guineas and turn them loose in the pens back here. And hopefully they'll hang around and help eat the ticks, because I just can't stand those things. So anyway, that's the idea. I did use the grapple and picked up this pile, and I put it in the old brush pile back there, and the big log from where we cut that tree down is in there. So I can cut this with the mower now, and once I get that equipment moved, I'll be ready to start, you know, plowing and planting the garden. I know I'm really late. I may not get one done this year, especially with the health issues going on, but at least it's there. When the mag gets here, when the crap hits the fan, they know what to do, and everything will be as ready as it can be for them. The chickens I didn't let out all day, but and I don't know what's going on with them. It's warmed up quite a bit. The high today was about 81, I think, and the humidity was high, but I'm getting 7 or 8 eggs for the last few days, so 7, 8, 9, something like that. But I let them out later in the day here and gave them some scratch, and it's working well. But I'm gonna show y'all the flag we put up over there, and I've already done a video that you should have seen the day before this on the new defense things we've done on the homestead, and just some ideas for some of you guys. I mean, if you can get the stuff free like I did, hey, it's a lot of work, but for what you're going to use it, or what I'm going to use it for, it's going to be well worth it if we ever had to use it in defense. So I know y'all, that, like I say, that video come out the day before this one, but it's good. And I've got a hole dug already for Sparky, so I can take his cable off of that tree and put one of these, you know, 15-footer, 20-footer, whatever telephone poles in there. And that way his cable's high enough, UPS and all that can still drive under it. But he's off of that tree, because that tree's just growing around the cable, and when he pulls, he shakes that whole tree. So I don't want to worry about it dying and, you know, causing a problem that way. So that's what I'm working on. Chickens are doing well. I just wish they'd pick their laying up, you know, a little bit more. I mean, I've got more eggs than I can use and more eggs than I sell, but still, I mean, if they're a hen, they ought to be laying, and there's 16 hens. And getting 7, 8, 9 eggs is not going to cut it. Now, I have had quite a few days this past week where I got 12 and 13, you know, 11, 12, and 13. But still, 16 hens, I better start getting 14 to 16 eggs pretty regular, or I'll go back into another butcher session, find out which ones aren't laying, I'll separate them into the 3 pens because when I went to Tractor Supply, they told me they supposed to got pullets in a week ago, but they hadn't been delivered yet. So I'm waiting on them to come in, and I plan on buying some of those. I'm actually thinking buy a couple of those cheap little kiddie pools from Walmart or wherever, you know, you get for 20 bucks. But anyway, and pick up a couple goslings, a couple ducks, because, you know, ducks are very good animals to eat, and they also lay a lot of eggs. So I'm not sure about geese because they are very, very loud, but ducks can be loud as well. But geese are good security animals. They will they will alarm you when something's out of the ordinary. So that's what I'm thinking about doing anyway, but that'd be down the road. This pen's gonna be an extra run for the chickens, and then the next one's gonna be for the goats and possibly a hog or two. And you know, and then I'll keep building paddocks of fences throughout the woods all the way through, and there'll probably be 4 to 6 back there total to use it all, and you know, rotate the animals through those paddocks. The pigs would more than likely be the one that's got part of the ditch over here, so there's a pretty good mud hole there during the rainy season for them to enjoy, and it wouldn't be too hard for me to get water to them. So that's what I'm thinking. I appreciate y'all watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. And if you know, please, if you watch the video and you enjoy it, hit the like button. That means a lot to us YouTube content creators. I was trying to look and show y'all. There's a couple of little baby peaches right there. So there's a few on this tree. I'll probably see a dozen or so on that tree. And I cut the sucker limbs off a few days ago, so I need to run over with the mower and chop that little stuff up. But this one had the most blooms. I don't see any little baby peaches on it right now. There may be some, I'm just having trouble seeing them. But let's check this one out. I don't see any on here yet either, so maybe they'll come up. I don't know. That freeze did a little damage. I do think I see 1 or 2, but not very many. That fig tree is starting to come back, and I'll get a close-up. I'm going to show y'all what I talk about the beetles. You can see some of these leaves, like right there, are eat up. That's what the beetles do. They eat these leaves up, but eventually the tree, you know, grows faster, and it doesn't hurt the tree as bad, but they do cause damage, especially when they first start growing. So the chickens will help with that. Will eat a lot of these beetles and stuff when they can run down in this area. And I've still got the blooms on the apple tree, so I'm hoping that those 5 or 6 there will turn into a couple apples that I might be able to harvest this year. That'd be really nice. It's still growing new leaves and stuff. Blueberry bushes are still doing well. This one's a little further behind than the other one. They're smaller, but it's got just as many on it. There's a lot of green ones right there. So some of them are starting to turn on that one. And this one here looks like it's about a week ahead. But they're not ready to pick yet. They're still that reddish blue. And when they got to get a dark blue before they're ready. So maybe the birds will leave me some this year. So anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoy the videos. I surely enjoy making them and getting y'all's comments and things like that. Y'all could always send me an email. The email is still the same because I don't know how to change the name of an email. It's Homestead Prepping and Survival at yahoo.com. But, you know, leave me comments. Send me an email, whatever it is you want to do. If you know, if you got an idea and you think it'd be good and I can share it with other people, then let me know and I'll be glad to do that. I got this fence a little bit tighter than I had it before, But anyway, I do appreciate you guys. Y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. It's coming. The dollar is not going to be worth anything. Watch the Sue and Junior running there. If he'd have mounted that hen, they'd have got him. He tries, but the two boys are on him when he tries. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate y'all.